One of the teams we didn't see in this week's highlights was St. Pat's, but they're coming off a big win in the Capital Classic tournament. And joining me now is the MVP of that and the star player from their team, Marial Shayok. Marial, can you just talk about how the tournament went for you guys?
The tournament was a good experience, a good step towards OFSA. We had a long exam break, so we just it basically showed us where we at, and I'm liking our chances this year. So it was a good experience.
How important is it to get out there and see not only just some Ottawa teams, but see some Toronto teams and teams from other cities that you could potentially go up against in an OFSA?
It's important because we most likely might play some of those better teams in the playoffs in our semifinal game and our final game. So it's good to play them so we know how they play against us and towards a better chance of seeing where we could win against these teams.
The tournament went really well for you guys, but you've also been having a really strong season in that OFSA division. Talk about the keys to success for you guys during the regular season.
Our success was basically off our past years, because we've been together for a while. So now we know what we got to do for able rough to win this year. So we're liking our chances right now. It's better than any year we've had so far.
Now, you mentioned before about that break between exams and then going to the tournament, but you've also got a pretty big break going between the regular season and the playoffs for you guys. That's a lot of time not playing. How are you kind of combating that as a team and making sure that you're ready to go when the playoffs come?
We're making sure our practices are as best as we can, play as best as we can, and we're practicing hard every day. And we also have a tournament this weekend in Toronto, so it's gonna give us a good chance to see where we're at against those OFSA teams.
Now, you guys as a team, when I'm looking at the stats, you're really pumping the points in. You've got an offense considerably statistically better than most other teams. But when it comes to the defense too, you're letting in a lot more points than those top teams. Are you kind of concerned heading into the playoffs when things tend to tighten up that you might have some trouble going in there?
Big key we were working on this year was composure and just to relax and see to make sure we stay in our offense and our defense plan. So when it comes to those situations, we know what to do.
Now, when I look at your game personally, you're a scorer. You're the straw that stirs the drink with the St. Pat's team. Talk about your individual attributes that allow you to be, such a prolific scorer at the high school level.
The thing is, I'm taller than most of my defenders, and so when they put a taller defender on me, I'm faster than most of those guys. So it makes it easier to score. And if they double team me or collapse on me, I'm a pretty decent passer, so I'm able to find my teammates.
Now, when I was reading lots of stuff about you before, too, and looking at some of the stats, one of the things that really popped out for me was your consistency on the offensive front. You outlined some of the attributes you got there, but you're putting in 20, 25 points almost regularly. How do you maintain such a high level of play in almost all the venues you played at?
I just play my game, not try to worry about the points. In our offense, the points come. I try to get a lot of fast break points, leak out, never rest on offense or defense, and that's how I just get my points.
Now, you're in grade 11 now, but you've been a member of the senior team since grade 9. How has that experience you had in the previous years on the senior team helped you in this season?
My grade 9 year, I just try to go with the flow and follow the other leaders, former player Christian Kondo, and just feed off their energy. And grade 10, I got a bigger role because he graduated. So now I'm just playing. I know what I got to do, so I'm just playing.
Now, your brother and your father both attended American universities to play basketball. Is that something now that's weighing on your mind at all? Are you considering that?
Oh, not really. I'm considering that, but it's not really weighing on my mind. I'm just playing right now to just win an OFSA medal. Then I'll think about that after the season.
Now, you are a pretty high-profile player here in Ottawa. Have any schools, come up to you, try to approach you about going to their school, or is that still too far?
I'm not really sure. They just talk to my dad and stuff. My dad tried to keep me out of those conversations,
right.
So I'm focused on school and basketball.
Now, you played at the international level for Canada, too, at a variety of different things. That must have been a great experience for you. You talk about that a little bit.
It was a great experience because I met a lot of new great players, Malcolm DeVivian, all those other type of players, seeing the older team, and just got to learn about all those other players and how they play. So yeah.
Now you've been able to go on that international level. I'm sure you've played, with lots of different provincial tournaments and with the city. Where do you see Ottawa basketball stacking up against any level of competition you've been?
Ottawa basketball is very close to the other cities like Toronto. It's just a matter of confidence and if the teams are ready to play against those other Toronto teams. Because confidence had a big part to do with we had our wins this year. So, yeah, it's just all about confidence and how these other teams play.
What is a team for the St. Pat's team? What are you going to need to do to get through the cities? And hopefully your goal is to win off. So what are some of the things that you're going to really focus on to do?
The things we need to do is just stay confident and be relaxed. Like I know it's a playoff game, but we just need to play our game and just not try to force anything and just stay in our system.
Marial, thanks a lot for joining us today.
All right, you're welcome, man.